Good morning, ladies. Well, our today's talk is going to be all about the importance of wellness, the importance of nutrition, and also personal development in order to get to a place of grounded wholeness, completeness, and alignment with yourself. And before I start that talk today, I'm still getting kind of used to my setup here in Texas, the lighting and the different heights and everything else for camera placement and whatnot, but I'm doing it. So this is kind of fun. Again, it's 70s here and sunny in Texas, in Georgetown, Texas. And I have been able to make some progress with my move, and sometimes you just got to break down a really big project into bite-sized buckets. And that's what I have found to be very helpful for me, is breaking this whole unpack into smaller buckets. So I usually allocate 1 hour. I set a timer in the morning to unpack boxes, and I come again in the afternoon and do another hour of that. And I just really find that that's been very helpful to me. Well, we'll get started today. One of the things that, we live in a fast-paced society right now. We are really living where there's a culture of need it now, want it now. We are always on our cell phones. We're looking, scrolling, going through. It's fast-paced and it's very chaotic. And it's one where we need really snap decisions, and it doesn't really lend itself to slowing things down. And that just means that we're really running pace with society, that we're tired, we're overwhelmed, we're fatigued, and we're burned out. And all of those are really taking a real big impact on our health and wellness and our mind, body, and spirit. And we're really trying to keep pace with society. We don't really think like we can get off the treadmill and stop watching the news or take a day off from social media or, take that time to respond to somebody, hey, can I get back to you a little bit later? We're just running on this treadmill of life, and we're keeping pace with whatever society is giving us. And in a way, we're kind of codependent. We're the puppet on society's strings, and we're just kind of going along, and whatever people are throwing at us, we just go and do it. And I think that can be really detrimental to how we are in life and how we interact with others and how we are with ourselves. And yet, if we really focus on wellness, we eat right, we exercise, we do our own self-care, we get 8 hours of sleep a night, we take breaks from electronics to let our brain reset, we get in touch with how we feel in our bodies, we get in alignment with our emotions, and we actively seek out and deploy stress reduction techniques. And, when we're in that space of health and wellness, we really do get back in touch with our bodies, and we really kind of end up coming into the pace of life, our life, and how we want it to be. And, when we add in, we have wellness, we have all those different things. We're sleeping, we're eating, we're exercising, we're moving our body, we're deploying stress reduction techniques, and we add in nutrition where we're nourishing our body, and we're hydrating our body, and we're taking care of any vitamin and mineral deficiencies because we're eating healthy. And if we're eating alongside society with the standard American diet, which has a lot of processed foods and a lot of eating out, then we can get into vitamin and mineral deficiencies. But if we're eating healthy and we're taking a multivitamin and we're using nutritional supplements, then our body's gonna be at its optimal operating level for all of us. And again, if we add wellness, we add in nutrition, and we add in personal development, where we're understanding our past, we're understanding our childhood conditioning, Because a lot of times when we're brought up in families, they have a way of doing things in life that may or may not really resonate with us as adults or after marriage or after divorce and all of that. So we have to understand our childhood programming. I know our parents really meant the best for us. They did the best they could in growing us up, and there were a lot of pluses and there were a lot of minuses that happen. And as we go on in life with personal development, we have that opportunity to choose for ourselves what really makes sense for us. And I think it's in personal development, looking at what that programming is. You know, like, again, as we get older, society and maybe even our families programmed into us that as a woman ages, she's less beautiful. As she has wrinkles, she's not as pretty. You know, if you've gained extra weight, then you are fat or not desirable. Or if you have a health condition, that you're less than. And all of that is untrue. And we need to peel that back in personal development. Those stories that we replicate in our life and that our families and society and our friends and other well-meaning people or not well-meaning people, how we have taken that on and we really haven't had a chance to sift all through that. So we have to, in personal development, we have to understand about our own childhood conditioning and how that impacts us today. The 40 plus women, 50, 60, how that's impacted us and how we've fallen down and skinned our knees and how we're not standing up confidently because maybe we're taking on somebody else's or society's ideals of who we're supposed to be. And in personal development, we get to cast all that off and we get to choose our own thing. And that's the cool thing about personal development is getting a chance to sift all through that stuff and really choosing for yourself your own standards, your own beliefs, your own ideals about how you want to live your life and not just being on the rails of society or what your family programmed into you. In personal development, we also understand our triggers. We also understand really about our beliefs, the moral compass, and our standards and how we want to be treated and all of that. We learn about, in personal development, assertiveness and setting boundaries, the importance of all of that, and also communicating and getting our needs met. And what are our wants? We get really in touch with all of that in personal development. And I think all of that makes a beautiful just alignment with yourself. When you are aligned with your wellness plan for yourself, when you are eating nutritionally, when you're exercising, when you're sleeping, when you have stress reduction activities and protocols in place, and you're able to rest and not feel guilty about it, and you add in all of this personal development, those three things allow for alignment with yourself. They allow for connection with yourself. They allow for presence. Like you just have this incredible presence. Like even though life is coming at you at 100 miles an hour, you check in with yourself to know exactly what you need and how you need to do it. You slow life down and you're like, this isn't really working for me. I'm going to be present in today in this very moment right now. We also have, presence in mind, body, spirit. We take on protocols and activities that fulfill our mind and our body and our spirit. We have that connection to divine. And we have great harmony when we take all of those three components together. There's just an incredible harmony with yourself, being in alignment with your ideals, with spirit, and with your body. And we also, how to show up for yourself, and you're at complete peace. And whether you're in a peaceful situation or whether you're in conflict, you know how to navigate those things. If you have this groundedness in wellness and nutrition and your personal development, you have complete alignment. And, not only that, you learn how to navigate life. And when it gets tough, you have skills, you have tools, and you have self-care for yourself to navigate all of those. And, that also, how you select an inner circle how you select a partner, how you select work environments, how you select friends. And in this space, you have this wonderful love for yourself. And you're not needing anyone you're not needing anyone in your life, but you're wanting people who have a two-way street with you, who are mutual, who are beneficial to you. So there is a place where you don't need anybody, but you want and desire connection with people who are like-minded and kindreds, and those who benefit you and add to you instead of detracting from you. And you're able to make boundaries around those people that don't fit you too. And I'm not saying everybody has to be exactly like you, because I think that, when you have personal development and you're taking care of yourself, you have this great ability to have awesome navigation with all different sorts of people. And that really ends up being a very colorful life, that not everybody has to look exactly like you or think like you or behave like you. It's just a wonderful melting pot. And you become such self-sufficient at knowing what you want and how you want to do it. And you just take care of yourself. And you really are enough with all of that. And you become unshakable, you're unstoppable, and you are your own true love. That's like the epitome where all of these three things come together: personal development, nutrition, and also wellness. With all of those, you really are your own true love. You're in complete alignment with yourself. And that is a powerful place to be in. And, that's really my passion in life. I have a heart for women who have gone through divorce, who have gone through separation or healing from narcissistic abuse. And my desire is for every woman to be calm and peaceful and to just feel whole in her life and no overthinking and completely confident in everything that she does. And that's just really, I'm very passionate about that. Because I think that there's so many of us who are walking around, we're not confident. We feel less than. And if you have this confidence and you are being your own true love, you're choosing a partner out of conscious, grounded wholeness, not out of a lack. And really, I came to being a coach. It's taken me many, many years, but I am very passionate about wellness. I'm very passionate about nutrition, and I'm very passionate about personal development. And those are things that I did for myself, and I have helped other women. As a personal trainer, at one time, I used to be in the thick of being married to 20 years to a toxic partner and not understanding those dynamics. I turned to emotional eating as a coping mechanism for myself. And that really took a hold of my whole life for many, many years. And I run, around the 140 pound mark. And I had gotten so overweight. I was 181 pounds. And I was wearing a size 14, but needing a size 16, and I wouldn't buy the size 16. And I started going to the gym. And I actually worked out at home before that. So when I was still at home, I ended up doing P90X. And I followed that whole 12-week program. I didn't do everything like Tony Horton, but that is a really badass program. But I lost 20 pounds. I got to 160 pounds. And then I got to this point where I really wanted to go the next level, and I got a personal trainer. And I loved working out with Dennis for 2 years, and my goal was to get to 135. And from 160, I got down to 135. And it was just the lifetime accomplishment for me to shed all of that weight and feel really good in myself. And I really kind of have this obsession with Catwoman. And I was searching for the perfect Catwoman costume. And that was kind of my gift to myself, is I have a couple of vintage Catwoman costumes and I made a beaded mask for it. That was just something. And there was so much confidence, and my health was doing better. My mindset was doing better. I had less anxiety, and I was still in my toxic marriage, but I was functioning better. And then, I was having a good time exercising. I ran a marathon. I've done other, 3 to 5Ks. I did a lot of spinning. I love spin bikes. That's like one of my favorite things. And I would ride that thing every day. And I also did the Peloton. I had a Peloton bike. I bought that for my 40th, and that was super fun. And anyway, I love fitness, and it really just drives you when you have those endorphins and you're taking care of yourself. Your blood is pumping. You feel good about yourself. Your clothes are fitting. Everything's doing great. And, in my marriage, there kind of hit another thing. I just started to have so much health concerns. I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I got into a depression, and I was really tired and overwhelmed, and I had burning heartburn, and I had burning heartburn, and I also had upset stomach, and I had all these allergies going on. And, at the same time that all of this was going on, I decided that I wanted to be a personal trainer. So I went and got certified, and I started working out with people in the gym. And then I started to have my own health crisis, and I ended up, because I wasn't getting any help with my Western doctor, they were just feeding me all of these different prescriptions and over-counter drugs and stuff like that. And it was dealing with the symptoms, but what was underneath. So I decided to become a nutritional therapist, and I started to help myself. I started to get educated about botanicals and other different types of nutritional therapy. How can we use nutritional therapy in a way that can be very therapeutic for our bodies? There are different herbs and botanicals that we can be using that are far better than pharmaceuticals for depression and anxiety. And there are things that are not going to have detrimental effects on us like pharmaceuticals are. And there isn't this weaning off period that happens. And so I really got fascinated about how to use nutrition and nutritional therapy for how to have a therapeutic effect with depression and anxiety and heartburn and nausea and other allergies and different things like that. So that's how I got into the health and the wellness space and nutritional therapy space. And with all of that, that really put me in the catbird seat in the gym to really help the 40 plus woman. I love that demographic. I love women of all ages, but 40 plus, really, they are an amazing species of women, and they are resilient, and they're willing to share, and and when they come to the gym, they want to get better, and they want to learn new tools, and they want to learn new behaviors. And they're just an open book. And it's been really joyful for me to work with different types of women, and especially on my own healing journey and understanding that I was in a toxic marriage and understanding about narcissistic abuse and learning about all the different dynamics that happen when a woman goes through divorce and separation and subsequent healing with all of that. And I've been on that journey with so many women in the gym, and I want to bring that to the virtual space. And I've been motivated, and I've learned a lot from so many different women, and I want to do that for other women, is bring all of the experience that I have with all the women that I have coached and what the different groups and the different personal development that I have. I want to bring that to women who need help in this space. And, having a community and having all of those different experiences really helps make me a powerhouse with all of that. I not only have my own story, but I also have all the other clients that I've worked with, and also all of the programs and the therapy and the counseling and everything else that I've done for myself and my other clients have done, because they've shared with me. They've not only shared their their trauma experiences, but also their personal development with therapy, and also working with different body workers. You know, when you're healing from trauma, there is a necessary element to go through different body therapies to help your body release the stored to release the stored trauma. So that would be breath work, that would be sound baths, that would be pranic healing or Rolfing, or going to Pilates, or different myofascial release, or going to physical therapists. There's a lot of different modalities there, and they all can be beneficial, and just like chiropractic, other things. And so I just wanted to share today that I'm very passionate about working with women in this space. And I really do see this really amazing sweet spot when you bring in wellness, when you bring in personal development, when you bring in nutrition, and you really, all of those things are all aligning for a woman to get aligned with herself when her mind, body, spirit are working in alignment with her morals and her standards and her values. And she has the ability to be assertive. She has the ability to set boundaries. She has the ability to communicate. And the confidence that just exudes, there's minimal mood dysregulation. She's able to get back on track when there's stress. That is a powerful moment. And that's a powerful moment when you start selecting people not out of need to fix that hole in you, but you're complete all in your own, and you start searching out for people that fit you. That's you're searching out of a place of wholeness, completeness, groundedness, peacefulness, and you are searching for a partner or inner circle or a work situation or a volunteer situation. You're looking at those things from a picture of wholeness, not out of something completing you. And that's a powerful thing. It's confidence boosting. It's powerful. It's groundedness. It's pure elation. And that's something that really motivates me and I'm very passionate about. And I just wanted to share that with you, my story of how I got into being a personal trainer, how I got into being a nutritional therapist and a life coach. Really came from, part of it was healing myself. And just really, I couldn't find anybody. That really understood what I was going through. And therapy took me only so far. And I became that thing that I needed for myself to fix wholeness, to help me develop health and wellness practices, to help me understand nutritional therapy, to help me with anxiety and depression and the heartburn and all of the food allergies that I had contracted because of the relational stress in my toxic marriage. And, I wanted to bring that all. And when I started working with clients, it just really lit me up that I could help somebody else get to the next place in their life. And I do have a gift in shortening people's timeline. Like, I can see where you need to go in order to get where your goals are, where your personal development goals are. And I just, as a coach, can help you shorten your healing time. And I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm very passionate about it. And I'm really excited about the next 30-day challenge. And so if you haven't signed up, this is an opportunity. You still have 2 more days. You have today and you have tomorrow for the 30-day challenge. So I'm in. You can drop me a DM or whatever, and I'll get in touch with you, because I do have a couple of things I want to send you an email to be able to understand, what's important to you. If you have any health concerns or if you have any limitations, because this challenge is all sizes, all abilities, and all ages, like anybody. And again, it doesn't have to be a health and wellness challenge, but I do want to get in touch with you to understand if there are any limitations that we need to be aware of so that I can throw that into the challenge as well. And that'll help give me a better idea of the ladies that are in this challenge and give me a real understanding of how I can direct the group of you. And I only have 30 spaces left. I do have people who have already signed up. So if you want to be all in for this challenge, you need to let me know in the next 2 days, and we kick off on Sunday, ladies. So take care. I hope you have a really great day, and I look forward to carrying on the conversation. Take care.